It's Terrific Tuesday, folks. Hey, I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Thanks for tuning in to episode 97 of Soapbox Daily. Well, it is Tuesday, second day of the week, and how are you doing today? How's your integrity been this week? Are you being the positive change or being the change the world needs? I want to thank you very much for being here today. Today, we are discussing, here's our topic for today, why do some people take pride in scamming others? This is a really good question, and the only reason I bring this up is, for the obvious reasons. It makes you wonder, why do people take pride in scamming others? They don't really realize the impact it has. I don't think they really do. And I'm reminded every morning, I guess, because I check my email, and every morning I check my email, it's like alert for this and alert for that, and oh, you better check this and you better check that. I have all these, safeguards set in place to watch everything for me when I'm sleeping and wake up in the morning and I could figure out what's going on. So I have all these alerts checking out everything for me just to keep tabs on the scams that are going on. And that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad that you have to. And it's pretty sad that there's people out there that feel a sense of pride and feel that their scams are not hurting anybody. Or they're just so greedy and self-centered that they only care about themselves. Scammers have antisocial tendencies usually, like sociopathy, and that drives their behavior. They're mentally, there's a problem with them. There really is a problem with them. No empathy for their fellow person. They don't realize that they're affecting people, everyday, hardworking people. They just think they're affecting big business, or it's a blind entity. It doesn't affect anybody. It just out of thin air, their scam magically pulls money for them to line their pockets with and spend on stupid stuff or whatever. But no, it's not a victimless thing. Scamming is scamming is scamming. The impact of fraud goes well beyond financial loss. Fraud impacts people, industries, entities, services, and environment. It's so much. The human impact, it's not a victimless crime. Fraud can be a traumatic experience that often causes real and irreversible impacts for victims, their families, careers, and communities. Those who rely on government services, all the stuff that they're expecting, and somebody's scamming them, pretending to be somebody else and taking them for a run. And it can devastate people, ruin their lives completely, some of these scams that are pulled. And no remorse. These scammers have no remorse. No remorse. They only care about themselves. It's a special place in hell for these people, let me tell you. Here's the other thing. These scams that are pulled do affect people. If they don't affect the everyday person, the working class everyday person, it's a buildup of a loss that comes from somewhere and has to be compensated somewhere else. So think about this. Whether or not you scam people by pulling a scheme, or whether or not you steal something from a store, or whether or not you do something that has a loss along the lines for your own benefit, somebody's paying for that. If you burn down a building, buildings are not going to be rebuilt sometimes. Businesses don't want to open up in those areas. Guess what? That whole economy in that particular area fails. That part of town goes to scum, and crime gets raised and everything else. If that's your neighborhood, just imagine that. Just imagine that, what you've done because of your quick buck that you wanted to make. Let's get back on the scammers thing. Regardless of the fact of bad behavior ends up having bad results. Reputational impact, industrial impact, environmental impact, security impact, financial impact, business impact. I could go on. There's so many impacts that scams can affect, and people don't realize the domino effect. Like I've said to you in the beginning when it came to the podcast, there's a domino effect. Everything is connected. Regardless of the fact that you think that you're pulling a scam by getting somebody to send you a gift card for $100, trying to pretend to be something else, and that's a valid payment, and you think that you're completely anonymous and whatever, you'll get caught up. Somebody will find you. In time, you eventually will get busted. But you're taking money out of hardworking people or retired people. It's another thing that pisses me off. You're doing it to retired people that are on fixed incomes, or people with medical needs that are on fixed incomes. You're pulling these scams when they are not 100% at their amenities to be able to make these decisions, because you're overwhelming them with stuff that they don't really know about, but you're scaring the hell out of them. You scammers, my message to you is, you are the wrong of the wrong. Your karma is tattered and tainted for the rest of your existence. I would change your ways if I were you. Change your ways. There's nothing to be proud of the scam you're pulling. You are affecting somebody. And just think about if it was somebody that you knew that got scammed. How would you feel? And then really question your behavior, because you just scammed 10 people out of their hardworking money. And now if it comes home to you, somebody that you love, your parents or somebody you care about or whatever the case may be, maybe that'll be a reality check for you that maybe what you're doing is part of the problem. There's no pride in scamming people. There is a cost along the way. Somebody's paying for it. Prices go up and when it comes to things. Food goes up. Look at the food prices now. Do you think that's not from scamming? Yeah, that's a part of the contribution to that. There's scamming going on there that's actually catered to that. Gas prices going up. Scamming catered to that as well. So yeah, no pride. No pride. There's no pride in scamming. Go out, earn an honest day's living, earn an honest paycheck. That's the way to go about doing it. Stop trying to steal from others. Stop trying to get into their business. Stop trying to actually take from people. You're not Robin Hood. Don't think you are. You're not taking from the rich and giving to the poor. You're basically scamming hardworking people and giving to yourself. And that's just wrong. Give your head a check, get some mental help, get a job, earn an honest day's living. All right, that's my little blurb for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please check out getoffmysoapbox.com for more information on all our shows. We have a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. This is only season 1, folks. We have new stuff coming down after season 2, and season 2 starts the new year. So, hey, you know what? Thank you for being along for the ride up to this point. I'm your host, Matt Morgan. I hope you have a terrific day moving forward, and I will see you next episode.